Ricky Duncan, aka Mr. Nomo, aka Ricky Rolex, and y'all now tuned in to F.A.M.E TV.
Philly F.A.M.E. Philly F.A.M.E. Alright, Ricky, what's going on, good brother? First and foremost, man, Mr. Nomo, how you doing, good brother?
Man, I can't complain. Life's good these days.
Right. And now we here today at your new location. You know, last time we did the joint, you know, when you had all the good brothers together, y'all was about to do, y'all did a little event, y'all had the party bus and all that, so y'all was at your Woodland Ave location, and now y'all here at your North Broad location. You say y'all been here for 6 months and all that. Y'all do some great work with the youth and all that down here, which we gonna get into, you know, but first we want to start off with your story, get into your backstory and all that, and let people know a little bit about, you know, where you come from and what make you, you know, unique doing this type of work, you know, with your experience and your trials and your tribulations from the past, and, you know, the experience that you had, which qualify you to, you know, work with the youth today and identify with what they going through. So, you know, let's start off with first and foremost, you know, to recap a little bit of what you talked about last time we sat down. You know, you're originally from South Philly.
South Philly, 7th Street, you know, that's where the name Ricky Rolex originated at. You know, it was a Ricky Rolex before it was a Mr. Nomo. Like most people that come from down my neighborhood, we started off hustling, you know, started on the corners, you know, we chasing the dollar. Our American dream was different from other people's American dream. Our dream was to become hustlers, you know what I mean, get money, drive big cars, stack dollars, but it wasn't reality. And within me chasing the wrong dream that became a nightmare, I found myself in a penitentiary, you know, to the nightmare part of this supposed to be the American dream. Hood dreams, I'm going to say, because American dream is a little bit opposite. But my hood dream found me into the penitentiary for years. I did over 22 years in the penitentiary, roughly 23 and a half. And it took a lot of, took a lot of hickeys, a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of losses, a lot of deaths, you know, from family, friends, associates. You know, it took, you know, losing my freedom, but most importantly, it took me losing my sister and my grandma and finding myself in a vulnerable position to realize that, you know, this really wasn't a dream. It was really a nightmare. So during the process of doing that time, I decided that if nothing changes, man. You know, and my kids was growing rapidly during the process of this. My boys was turning to men. You know, my daughters, my young ladies was turning into women. And I knew that I couldn't go out there leading the same way. You know what I mean? Expect to call myself a father. So what I did was, you know, I started developing a plan, and I enrolled myself into a program they called the F.A.M.E program, Fathers and Children Together. Father and Children Together program was basically trying to teach men how to be fathers, you know. And actually, it was teaching some boys how to be men. So, you know, through this program, I came in contact with a great mentor, you know, father figure, Dr. Tom Reed, you know, and we got a chance to bust it up during the process of this program. Like I said, he became my personal mentor, and I shared my vision with him. My vision was to come home and create a nonprofit for young people that's going through, you know what I mean, realistic situations, and I wanted the program to be ran by real models and not role models. Realistic dudes that was come from where we come from, been through what we've been through, and can show these young people that this ain't the route to take, you know. So I wanted to take a holistic approach, and I wanted to be innovative at the same time. I didn't want the average PhD and doctors and all these people to be on my staff. I wanted to have a unique staff. I wanted to put my staff with people, like I said, on real time for realistic situations that had lived experiences, that come from where these kids on the inner city at this at-risk youth, where they come from, to be able to relate to them. So I've been working, man. I've been boots on the ground, putting this muscle in and putting this program forward that, you know, I knew was going to be not a benefit to me, but a benefit to the future and to our community. So that was my whole focus, man. And hence today, you know, last time we met, we was in a 3-story, you know what I mean, residential place, 5510 Woodland Avenue. Now we sit in 7,000 square feet of, you know what I mean, of opportunity for our youth. You know, our program now consists of incentivized workforce development, where we're able to pay our youth $200 to participate in the program a month, give them supportive services, driver's lessons, get their licenses for them, vocational training, you know what I mean, trauma-informed care, violence prevention and technique, career development. We got a respite room now where we're able to housed where they can come in, take a shower, wash their clothes, get dressed. We got career clothing where they get brand new clothes and shoes to get out there, resume writing, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, event space for day parties, and I got a hell of a staff now, and we grew to be this organization that I once set in the cell and dreamed about, and and this wasn't always my dream. Like, it took a lot of nightmares, as I will say, to get to this dream, and now this dream became reality, and real realistically living it, man, and I'm loving it, I'm living my dream.
Howard Monroe shows you how the nonprofit group New Options, More Opportunities is helping young people get ready for the big day.
Looking at the people that I grew up around, I don't want to be like them. I'd rather make it out the hood and have a good lifestyle.
The hopes of a 17-year-old growing up in North Philly. But Kareem Singletary says on some days, his hopes for a better life seem hard to come by.
Everyday life, I'm worrying, am I going to get shot? Am I going to get robbed? Am I going to get jumped for doing nothing?
According to police, 111 people were killed so far this year. That's 29% more than this time last year. Nearly 1,000 were robbed and nearly 2,000 were assaulted. To keep from being another statistic, Singletary comes to Nomo on North Broad Street every day. The youth development nonprofit is a program 21-year-old Quadir Steadley recently found.
You do what you're supposed to do and everything's flowing the right way, you have a chance to be something great.
And tomorrow, those young men and hundreds of others will be the first people in Citizens Bank Park in over a year. This is where the city and Nomo are hosting a job fair.
Constantly, it's like, what else can we do? Where else do we go? How many more people do we need to help? What other steps do we need to take?
Beginning at 9 a.m. Thursday, the job fair at Citizens Bank Park will have 34 employers with opportunities in transportation, distribution, and logistics. It's open to people of all ages, and 500 people are expected to attend. To get the youth ready on Wednesday, Nomo prepared them for on-the-spot interviews. They got their hair cut, a new pair of shoes, proper shirts and ties, and help with their resumes.
These are leaders that can show you, okay, this is the best possible way for you to get money without getting killed, being robbed, or being in the street.
Howard Monroe, CBS 3, Eyewitness News.
And I see that y'all been lately, the news been featuring y'all, real heavy and showing what y'all been doing in the community as far as working with the youth and all that. And especially the gun violence crisis in the city, most importantly, like that's the big
violence,
that's the big topic in the city. That's the big thing that y'all fighting against with the youth and even the adults as well. So let's dive a little bit into that situation. Share your thoughts on that and what y'all been doing to kind of combat that.
See, one thing I noticed, man, coming from where I come from, I realized hurt people hurt people. Whether it hurt you physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, because you're only responsible for what you know, and some people don't even realize that they're hurt. So this is where we take that drama and deal with the trauma. Trauma-informed care is one of our big things that we use to heal our people that's been hurt. And one of the main reasons, and one of the key reasons I see a lot of people being hurt is through economic hardships and the poverty. So us being able to supply a stipend, job placement and things of that nature. Some people, we did housing, We actually got, you're going to be the first one to hear it, on Philly F.A.M.E. We got a building up and back in West Philly right now, 22 units and another 15,000 square feet that's going to be going up. And the units is for people entering into adulthood, people entering back into, society. This is going to be a program, man, that's, that's going to elevate people, because we realize it's one thing to be able to satisfy people with their economic hardship, but poverty stands with housing as well. So now we're going to be able to equip people with housing to go along with, giving them a job, giving them a trade, giving them a skill. So that's violence prevention right there, because a lot of people's situations are circumstantial. People don't wake up and say, I'm going to hurt somebody. Something happened that got them to hurt, that they decided they want to hurt someone else. It's like a chain reaction. It's like, the fight or flight method. And the fight or flight method in Philadelphia is a little bit different, because our fight or flight method in efforts to survive is, like I said, is a little bit different than it would be for any average person. Ours is like, if you want to stand on this corner, you want to be from this neighborhood, some of them got to carry a gun. Most people get caught with a gun. Actually, it's not a shooting. They got a gun to protect themselves, because they're in a situation where as though it's to live, you gotta be, you gotta do what you gotta do. And it's like Jeezy said one time, they 9 to 5 and staying alive. You know what I mean? And just to counter back, rest in peace, DMX. Our goal is not to give these kids jewelry, but to give them a jewel. Something that can last with them for a lifetime. Something that we can carry on with, because our violence prevention is love. Our violence prevention is caring and supportive services and being that crutch during that time of need, or being that boost. Some people don't got a crutch. Some people got the skills and the know-how, but they just don't got nobody to show them how. You know what I mean? A lot of that is that peer-on-peer mentoring, and it's putting that real model from being a realistic show. Because anybody that knows me, like, you know, first thing they want to know, hey Lex, come on, man, give me the give me the drop. Like, it gotta be something, gotta be a twist to it. Don't realize the twist is this. You know what I mean? I made a lot more money. I spent a lot more money than I made money doing this nonprofit thing. I do this out of passion and love. You know, financially, this wasn't the way to go for me, because I was here making enough money to finance a program like this. But spiritually, emotionally, and using common sense, this was the life for me. You know what I mean? So that's where I took a turn for the better and not for the worse. You know, and that's right there as part of our violence prevention.
Killed. Nonprofits throughout the city of Philadelphia have been trying to come up with some ways of keeping children off the streets. 17-year-old Kareem Singletary spent his Saturday afternoon at a local carnival as part of the New Options, More Opportunities, Stay Safe program.
When I was growing up, everything used to be fun. I could run around, play around without really worrying about getting shot.
My goal was to create a safe space for these children, you know, and try to give them alternative to the streets and alternative to all the violence, because the streets are constantly recruiting and the resources are getting limited.
It has been a difficult job trying to keep the streets safe and the kids safe. The acting U.S. Attorney and Philadelphia Police Commissioner Daniel Outlaw vowing now to fight the city's spike in violent crime by launching a new federal initiative. It's called All Hands on Deck. They're joining forces with agencies like the FBI, the ATF, and also Homeland Security.
And I seen something online. I don't know when the dates was or whatever, but they're supposed to be investing money into like programs and stuff like that. Get like the city's supposed to be having like a budget to try to help combat the gun violence situation. I think your program supposed to be one of the programs that might be receiving some funding or something like that. So so speak a little bit on like with it, because right now the murder rate is crazy and summertime ain't even hit yet. Man. So based on how it's looking, like what you think, I mean, like what you think is gonna be like projecting the years in, and what you think could be done to help stop it.
To be honest with you, I'm asking right now the city to invest at least $1.5 million for the next 5 years into the young people of Philadelphia through the Nomo Foundation. We're asking for another $2 million operational calls, startup kit to be able to put a Nomo hub in every part of the city. You know, so the city, you know, I mean, we haven't got stamp approval. Let's just say we trying to buy a house, but we haven't reached closing. You know what I mean? So my goal was, like I said, to put more of these hubs throughout the city. You know, they're talking about curfew hubs. We got a free summer camp coming up right now that we're going to be hosting at one of the school districts, so in partnership with the school district, and it's free. It's a free summer camp for youth ages, 7 to 13, and I think that's a lot. That's a help. That helps too. You know what I mean? Sometimes like I said, it's all about early initiative, intervention, prevention. If we can get these kids at a young age, you know what I mean, and get them to follow us through and be that real model in front of them somewhere and give them real followers in real life, you know what I mean, things have changed. So we're on the city. We definitely in talks with the city, man. We definitely supposed to be one of the candidates to be awarded a substantial amount of money, hopefully, because from what I'm hearing, man, it's some big money coming to the city. And if you ain't gonna bet in the youth, what are you betting? What you investing in? If you're not gonna invest in the youth, because again, it's early initiative, intervention, prevention. We can stop the school to prison pipeline and turn it from school to career pipeline. We can even grow gangsters, or we can grow entrepreneurs. It's what you want to do, because someone's teaching. They can learn from us, they can learn from the streets, but someone's always teaching.
All right. So I want to jump back a little bit into your story to kind of connect it and show how your story connect with a lot of the youth that y'all come across and y'all work with, and a lot of youth that's running out here running wild now. Because at one point in time, you was one of those youth that was out here, doing what you was doing, and like you said, end up getting caught up and had over 23 and a half years almost. So yeah. That's a long time. Like, so to see what you're doing today is a crazy transformation.
And it was installment plans. Like, my last bill was $10, and it just so happened I did it over New York. Like lot of people can't do that. And I know a lot of these young boys are not built for that because there's a lot goes on when you change your place, people, places, and things. You know what I mean? It's all about who you are, how you carrying it. So, like I said, I was a gunslinger. You know what I mean? I slung drugs. I did a lot of those things, man. And the youth relates to that because they want to see, like, damn, he was getting money. Like, I had clubs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I had a lot of clubs. You know what I mean? I've been a club owner. I've been a club promoter. I've leased clubs. You know, I done sold whatever needed to be sold on the drug side of things. You know what I mean? To the point where as though that earned its own credibility, what we call street cred. You know what I mean? And some people they ain't into the Google search. They ghetto Google you. You know what I mean? And a lot of these kids. So what I'm getting now is a lot of my friends' kids. So what happens is when you talk about generational curse, it got to stop somewhere. So I'm getting a lot of the dudes that I grew up with, that I ran the streets with. Now they don't want to see their kids die. They don't want to see their kids doing the same shit we did. So now I'm getting their kids, and they can stamp it. They saying, listen, I know this the spot because if he changed from we know where he come from and what he was doing, anybody can do it. And I'm even, you know, it's to the point where though we're motivating the masses of the men that come behind us too that's coming out the penitentiary. We got men coming out the penitentiaries that's like, we like the first line of contact. And again, it's not just me, I got a hell of a team. You know what I mean? You seen them last time, like we doing this together. I'm not claiming no one-man show. You know what I mean? Ain't no I in team. So at the end of the day, I got a hell of a support group and I got a hell of a team that's riding with me. You know what I mean? So we're reaching back. We're not forgetting where we coming from. You know what I mean? So we making sure when these dudes, if you really want it, you coming home from that penitentiary, hit us up. We'll put you in the best position to win. You know what I mean? No, we're not just throwing you out there and put you amongst these babies. Because one thing about these babies, they lack commitment. You know what I mean? They got commitment issues. You know what I mean? They've been hurt enough. So if you can't show us that you on point, you know what I mean, and you ready to do this in real life and continuously do this, then we throw you in amongst our babies. You get your background checks and all that. Make sure you're going to do the right thing and you're about what you say you're about. Then we start making the connections. But we're also working with them guys too. More men of redemption making a change. If you want to come out and you want to do the right thing, we there for you. That housing, jobs, career development, placements, all that. We're doing whatever we need to do to make sure we take the holistic approach and make sure, because one thing about it, it's another me out there that's so stamped in another neighborhood. You know what I mean? That's stamped on another corner. And if he can be that real model on that corner, we're going to support him too.
All right. And another thing I want you to briefly touch on that brother Doin, Mr. Pac-Man, had mentioned the last time when I linked up with y'all at your other spot. He had said that you was one of the only people that he personally knew that successfully completed state parole. And what stood out about that was because, you know, Benzo, he in the Nomo program, and y'all work with a bunch of people that been to jail, is coming home and all that. So for him to say you the only person he knew was crazy. So speak a little bit on why that's so rare, how you was able to do that, and you know how other people could do it, I guess.
Man, believe it or not, it ain't believe it or not. What it is Department of Correction ain't here to correct you. So, and a lot of the probation and parole ain't here to guide you. So it's an obstacle to get off of parole. One thing about the Pennsylvania parole system is every time you do something, they restart your parole. So I actually took over 20-something years to do a 15-year sentence, a 5-year sentence. Actually, the other time was on the back end. You know what I mean? Because every time they restart you when you have any encounters with the police. So, you know, and if you nothing changes. If you're not practicing cognitive thinking and you're not changing your ways, your people, places, and things, that when you get to these corners, man, you know, it is what it is. You're going to get your run, but you're going to eventually get booked and you're going to be caught back up in the system. And again, it becomes redundant and you become a record of recidivism. So with the recidivism, the clock strikes back on your parole. So like I said, I know men today that started with a 2-year parole sentence that got 15 years in on it. You know what I mean? So that's hard to do. You know what I mean? To literally come back into the same places where you come from, get up in these trenches, and then successfully complete on parole. Because a lot of people getting maxed out on parole by gun, by murder. You know what I mean? Most people that's maxing out on parole is being murdered. You know, so they gotta chalk you up. Are they catching they catching more cases? They going back to jail. And like I said, they parole officer that they gonna have eventually at the end when it's time to max out ain't even born yet. That's how much parole and probation they got on the back end. So that's why that reform is real important. You know what I mean? Because we need more people that we can say, like the wine was saying, we need more people that we can say maxed out. That's what it's about. It's about maxing out, and not just maxing out, but starting a fresh sentence of a new beginning. You know what I mean? We live so deep into our anti-social lifestyle to develop into a pro-social lifestyle. We newborn babies. So somebody got to teach us how to walk again. And then, like I said, I'm proud to have Dr. Tom Reed, Sam Stanton, Eugene Wright, you know, Kate Sims, just to name a few, you know what I mean? And the list goes on, and I'm not forgetting nobody on earth, but my dad, you know, my dad was a returning citizen, you know what I mean? And to be honest, when I seen him do it, I'm like, damn, this dude can do it. Anybody can do it. You know what I mean? He done did it all like me, like, you know what I mean? Well, I done did it like him. And you know what I mean? So he done did over 40 years and on installment plans. Federal, state, county. So to see my dad do it, that was a real model for me. And you know what I mean? Like this boy, like, I'm like, and I was on the same type time with him. He writing me letters. I'm like, here you go with this program shit. You know what I mean? This boy tell me something he done got out of a book. You know what I mean? He went out, I'm Muslim, he's Christian, he's a minister. I'm like, damn, that's deep. He really a minister like that. You know, there must be some money in that joint. You know what I mean? But he did what he had to do, and he now got his whole remodeling business, you know. So he was a real model for me. You know what I mean? And, you know, seeing my uncle, you know, he did the same thing. I knew my uncle my uncle was like one of the best hustlers I knew. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And who taught me everything. My brother, Herbie Lovebuck, like, you know what I mean? He was like the only, like, he taught me, he helped me, like, incorporate everything I know about growing up and cultivating me, like, from sports, girls, the streets, you know what I mean, everything. But I still learn stuff by watching the people around me. You know what I mean? Even about the penitentiary through my dad visiting. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying, damn, you know, honestly, like, damn, I can't, you know, when I'm on my visits, I'm going to take my pictures like this. Why is a young boy trying to talk about how he going to take pictures on a visit? Because the upbringing, because when I'm being taught on around me, you know what I mean? So what happens is, this is like, it's messing your mind frame up. It's making you think this is the end thing to do, to go to jail. Because my pops did, and I look up to my pop. My uncle, I see him doing his thing on the side. He was trying to shave much as he can, but I know me from the streets, knowing what's going on, and knowing the people that's visiting, saying, damn, well, get some paper. You buy me Jordans, you buy Gucci, you got these stores, you got these cars, these people, you keep going in the hallway, you hit these boys off. When the connect come, you put us out, you know what I mean? So I know he dropping the mother load, so I need the mother load. These people I look up to. So now I want to be that person that people look up to on the positive. You know, you go outside, I want them to see my QX80 sitting in front of the door when they walk up. You know what I mean? I want them to see that on my feet. You know what I mean? I want them to see Versace's on my feet, but I want them to know that I ain't got no package to get this. I ain't sold no drugs. You know what I mean? I worked just as hard as you would work to get to that point. You know what I mean? I did everything that you did. And like I said, I lost more, I spent more than I made right now. But one thing about what I'm making it without looking over my shoulders. I'm making it without worrying about the police locking me up. You see what I'm saying? I'm doing it the right way. So they can't take this from me. You know what I mean? But I'm still comfortable with it. Yeah, but I earned it. The game don't change, only the players. Like, you literally got to put that same work in, you get the phone popping, to get this stuff popping. You know what I mean? But it ain't about, you know what I mean, doing it for the likes and the followers. It's about saving lives. You see what I'm saying? That's the ultimate goal. And my bro just came in here, man. I'll be remiss not to invite him to the conversation, man. Come on, man. You don't got, man. It's my bro. He is my partner here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I just actually, you just was speaking on what I just asked.
Let us help you. Let you send your kids. Let us be a resource to you. Don't just walk past knowing that you got a child at home that's suffering from behavior problems, mental health issues, lack of education, tutoring. No, take advantage of us. What's up, y'all? One of our youngest right there.
Where you going?
What's up?
I'm about to go to work, man.
Wait, sit down for a minute, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
Come check in, man.
Yeah, this one of the youngest right here.
And see, this is one thing about, you know, what
Philly
we do
Fame,
here.
man. You're at Philly Fame.
You're on Philly Fame TV. This is one thing about the incredible work that's being done here at New Options, More Opportunities, is the simple fact that we're in real time. You never know what you're going to get. We're unscripted. We don't have to prep our kids. We don't have to pull them to the side and say, see this and see that, and make it look good, and da-da-da-da. This young man has been with us for how long now?
Almost a year.
Almost.
Well, no, actually, it is a year. Actually,
You way more than
Man,
How
you-
long
man,
you
don't
been
make
in
me-
Nomo?
no, I've been here since Southwest, so that's probably,
Exactly.
That's 2
Yeah,
years.
that's
Been
That's
here 2
2
years.
Yeah.
That was 2019.
So where you going?
Where you on your way to?
I'm on to work right now. I had
Where
to
you
come
work
get my
at?
transpass. Chick-fil-A. Y'all gonna get the job. I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate that. But
No,
I'm gonna be
you
late
come
though.
and get your what?
My transpass. Well,
That's what we do. That's one of the things that we do. Make sure not just help them get a job, but help them get to their job. And one thing about this brother right here, it's funny that he came in and get nothing scripted. We go to do checkups, right? And he don't even know. I check up on him. I said, well, how are guys doing? They said if I had to pick a model to model on what a youth or how employee, not a youth, an employee should be, we'll use him as your model.
I appreciate it, man.
That's no, I ain't saying.
He didn't say that. Your boss said
Your boss said that.
Your manager
Your
said that.
manager said that. He said if I had to find somebody to use as a model to go for to train people, I use him. He said that next to a dude that was there for over 10 years.
And that's real, man. How old are you now?
17.
He's 17 years old, but he said this when he was
And he
16.
celebrated 17 down there. That space there, that's what it's for. For them to be able to celebrate their 17th birthdays and all that. He was able to celebrate it here. Had a nice party. It was nice turnout.
Definitely.
He had the ladies in the building. You know what I mean? He did his thing, man.
But yeah, I definitely encourage the youth to come down here, sign up for Nomo. It's definitely a great place to start. Definitely is.
So listen, I just want to say this to the young brother,
You go to
right?
work, man.
Because hold up, before you go, I just want to tell you that we just want to tell you you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
I love the way you carry yourself. Being an elder, you know what I mean, in Philadelphia, when we were 17, 15, 16 years old, these guys are totally different. He got a job, he got a bank account. You get your learner's permit yet?
I'm on that.
We on that this month though. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're teaching these young men how to really carry themselves. And for me to see you carry yourself like a young man, always got his hair cut sharp. You know what I mean, Rick? You see it? You see that sharp line.
Lady, you know what I mean?
Spend time, got him a night, you know what I mean? Got him a little lady friend, treats her with respect, and that's what we promote here. You know what I mean? New options, more opportunities. So go ahead. Make it to work on time and, keep representing your household well.
I appreciate it.
All right?
Yeah, man. That's like I said, real time, man. Like, you gonna see the young men come in here, they'll trickle through here. You know what I mean? Got a young boy, little Rain, he over there now, like, Ring, what's up with you? You know what I mean? They in the building. Ring making same day pay. You know what I mean? Earn to learn he's doing. You know what I mean? He's productive, man. You know what I mean? Be able to come in here. Ring, come on, Ring, come on, man. You know what I mean? And I ain't texting these dudes, man. We ain't texting them. They just popping up like toast.
Yeah.
But what you was doing, man? Where you coming from?
Trash off.
Taking the trash out. Well, pull your joint down.
We vaccinated, man. Yeah, we got our shots. We got our cards. You got yours? We're going to take you Saturday to get yours. They doing youth vaccinations now. We're going to get you down there and get you vaccinated. Yeah, so where you coming from?
I just took the trash out, man. I was walking around the block.
Took the trash out?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that, the odd job you got going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to make sure he come here and make some money every day. You know what I mean? He's here on girls' days, guys, and we got girls supposed to come days, boys come Monday. He makes it his business to come here every day. Why? Why you come here every day?
Yeah, it's just something to do. It definitely keep me on the streets. Keep me easy pay every day. Oh, I got to worry about the cops on the streets that stand up here. No, I come in here, make money the same. Sometimes same pay they making on the streets in an hour. I'm making more than they.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's the attitude. That's the curriculum. That's
safe space.
That's the lifestyle that we're teaching our young people here. You know what I mean? Don't jeopardize your freedom. Don't jeopardize your life. Don't jeopardize everything you work so hard for. Don't upset your mom.
Yeah.
And for him to take it upon himself. How old are you now?
I'm 17.
17 years old. He comes to the Nomo Foundation every day to stay out the way, to help out, to learn something, and to be productive, man. Imagine 10 more years when he's 27 years old. He's going to be untouchable.
And he's coming a real model, too, because other youth is seeing him. Like, we had a youth coming the other day, and it was that he was a little, erupt. You know what I mean? Really, nobody wants to go to a program. When you hear that word program, it's like throws you off.
It triggers you.
Oh, I don't want to go to a program. Cause I don't want to go to a program. But, I'm a parent coming in there.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. My youngin' right there. You know what I mean? How would you know I was just talking about you, youngin'? What's up?
What's happening? How y'all doing?
I need to give it to Shanice.
Come here, young. All right, look, it's crazy. Look, you see how this worked though? In real time, I just was talking about
Just was talking about you. Come on, sit down.
We on F.A.M.E TV, Philly F.A.M.E TV.
You follow Philly F.A.M.E TV?
Yeah. You don't feel your I was just saying how you came in and rough the other day. And this is how again, it's not scripted. Everybody know we on real time, right? You know how we were just talking about how, you know what I mean, you didn't want to do a program because you thought it was a program, a regular program, and you weren't with it, right?
Thank you.
You wasn't with it, but you had a chance to meet me, Mr. Pipe, you met Kareem, and then, you know, you had a little different outlook on it. You know what I mean? Because he was able to see that this wasn't average. You see what I'm saying? And he here today, man. I'm glad to see you here.
Yeah.
Glad you came back, man.
Yeah, you staying with us today?
Yeah.
Okay, back. Go ahead now. Go ahead
I
down
think I
there.
seen
Get the
Pipe
TV
somewhere.
Pipe right there. Yeah, get the TV.
Pipe, what's up, bro?
The PS5 crack.
You ain't seen Pipe yet. I don't think you met Pipe yet.
I don't think so.
You probably met him online when we went to go pick him up from up Pine Road, and it was like, all right,
It's anniversary Friday.
Yeah, I was like, what he got? Like, how many viewers? Everybody seen that? It was like
He got a lot.
a lot, over 10 million.
No, he got a lot though. He went for it was viral. We went up to in the middle of COVID last year. When we didn't know what we was going to do, which way was up. The pandemic was running rampant out here inside the institution. They had no plan for men and women, you know, that was returning home. So at the end of the day, you know, last year, May 14th, you know, we got the bus, we rounded up the troops, we got our Lysol, our disinfect, we put our masks on, you know what I mean, and we went up to the penitentiary to pick up our brother. You know, he'd tell you his story.
And he been here doing it with us since.
Man.
Bro, it can't come to you, bro. Yeah, like yo, like, you know what I mean?
Y'all set it off.
No, we just, you know what I mean? It's just real talk about this Philly Fame TV, man. Always covering the real, you know what I mean? And dealing with the productive stuff going on inside of our, you know what I mean, our city. You know what I mean? Let people know that it is fame outside of the shootings and the, you know what I mean, the rapid homicide rate and all that. So, you know what I mean? And this is a brother, like I said, we went and picked him up directly from the penitentiary. Have a seat, bro. We went and picked him up directly from the penitentiary. Like
this Friday is 1 year.
He had a mask on that looked like this joint was like chewed up by a dog. You know what I mean? And he came out and from day one, it wasn't no just pick you up and drop you off situation to no girl house and none of that. It was pick you up, straight to mom, give where it all started at, give that motherly love. Mother's Day was that day, not no holiday. It was like, you know, from there it was and before we even got there, it was on the job training from the rip. Here go our iPhone, this is how you FaceTime, we're gonna do social distance, don't go visit nobody, FaceTime. You know what I mean? Logged on, taught him how to use the phone, we still don't even know how to use the phone. I'm on then in 6 years now and still ain't got it. But we went through the whole procedure, you know what I mean? Shopping trips, you know what I mean? Job placement. You see he's employed here still to this day. You know what I mean? It wasn't about, and to be honest, he didn't even get paid for about 3 months. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't able to. And he really don't get paid a lot now. But he hasn't left the nest. You see what I'm saying? And what he is making sure that these young boys is good. That young boy that sat right here and the young boy right there with the city jacket that I'm working, he works under him. You see what I'm saying? Last time y'all met Big Snoop. Big Snoop still flies in from Atlanta. He live in Atlanta now. Shout out to Big Snoop. But he still flies in and puts the work in. But he's doing his own thing. He's an entrepreneur out there. He's a radio host out in Atlanta. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? National televised internet radio show he got down there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Big Snoop. You know what I mean? King Snoop show. And you know what I mean? But yesterday he just happened. He was in Philly yesterday. He FaceTimed me. He went to go see one of the young boys that was in the program that he was mentoring that got shot, and personally flew in to go check out the young boy. But this is the spot that Brother Pipe, aka Kyle, you know what I mean, Mr. K they call him, you know what I mean, streets know him as Pipe. This is what he doing with these young boys, and he could be doing it. He just like me. We cover the same hood. You see what I'm saying? He could be doing anything. Everything that I told you about me, he was in that same position. You see what I'm saying? But he can tell you a little bit more about himself, man. You know.
Well, the thing is that when you sitting in prison and you seeing everything that's going on in the news, you on the phone, you hearing what's going on, you really can't like wrap your mind around exactly to the extent that the violence is taking place, the poverty is taking place, the ignorance is taking place. So when I got here and I seen what was going on firsthand and what my bros was already putting down in my absence, like for one, I was so inspired and so proud of them that I couldn't do nothing but carry it the same way that they carried because they had already set the pace. You know what I mean?
How long was you in, by the way? You said you've been home almost a year now, so how long was you locked up before you came home?
8,095 days. for the 22 years.
Dang.
8,095.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
that's
You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
a
Y'all
part
got
of it.
some time under y'all belts behind for the men behind the Nomo Foundation. Like y'all got some time behind y'all.
The thing is that we really children of the street. I'm not some civilian that just popping up in these boys' life telling them, you know what I mean, to do this and do that.
Exactly.
Everything they thinking about now, I thought about before. And the way they feeling now, I felt that way. You know what I mean? So there's nothing that they can say to me. There's nothing that they can do to me that I don't understand. When they get mad and they get angry and lash out, I don't get mad and lash out because at the end of the day, I've been there. I was them for sure. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I lost my life before I ever had the chance to live it because I didn't have the benefit of a Doin. I didn't have the benefit of a me. I didn't have a benefit of a Rick. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, for me, one of my teachers told me, they said when somebody give you their attention, they give you the opportunity to change their life. You know what I mean? So that's something I take serious. If somebody give me their attention, I like to, you know what I mean, not squander that opportunity. You know what I mean? I like to do right with it. So that's again, that's what we're doing. That's where we at. That's how we carrying it. Flat out.
And on that note, either one of y'all, both of y'all can speak on this. For the people that's tuned in, how could, like if they got a child, how could they get their child involved? And if it's a good brother or sister that's watching that want to help out and be a part, how can they help out?
Excuse us, Miss Sheree, you got a minute? Would you like to get the information to the sisters out there?
So if you want to come in, you can come in and fill out an application. But we prefer you to email Miss Shanice Smith. That is CHANICE.SMITH@NomoFoundation.org. And you will email her your information, give her your phone number, your children's name, and how many children are you trying to enroll. And she'll get back with you as soon as possible to schedule an appointment for you to come in and sit with one of us to sign up.
Okay.
Make sure,
my bad,
you bring your documentation though. You would need proof of address, you need report cards, proof of ID, birth certificate, social security card, working papers, if you have them.
Okay. You know, we got central air, we got big screens, we got a barber school downstairs. Sign your kids up.
And what's the age range? Like, what's the age range for
12 to 17 years old?
No, 12 to 24 years old, because we got different organizations, different partnership with different places. We can't service you here. We got different organizations like the Guild program down in War Arts that we ship you out to, make sure you can still get some services. The thing is, we try to keep our kids, age appropriate. So we do got a partner organization. We don't shut the door on no one. Like I said, we're a holistic approach where we don't just deal with you. But if you can come in through our doors at 30, like I said, it's just who you're going to deal with. You won't be in the Nomo program. You'll deal with our family and community engagement person downstairs, and we'll put you in your best position to win. And, at the end of the day, man, follow us, man. Nomo_PA_fact, @Nomo_PA_fact. I'm Mr. Nomo, @Mr._Nomo. That's Mr. Pac-Man.
1982. Also follow us, Nomo PA Fact. Follow us on Facebook. PA Fact program.
We
Nomo Foundation. Doin Williams. We all over. We everywhere. We're here. Yeah. We in North Philadelphia at 925 North Broad Street at Broad and Girard, right next door to the chicken place. We got the sign, the biggest sign in Philadelphia. Bring your kids here. Family fun movie night is on Fridays. Stay safe Saturdays. We got a boxing class every other Tuesday. We will be having boxing this upcoming Tuesday. I spoke with Brother Luke Mine. He's going to be doing training this upcoming Tuesday, everybody.
Workout classes coming on Saturdays. We got what is the sterile tech class?
Yeah, we got a sterilization, aseptic class in here on Saturdays and Mondays, teaching people about how to sterilize the hospital equipment after you have surgery, and getting people trained and certified so that after they graduate, they receive jobs. They go out in the field and get jobs making $25 an hour and up. So we got all bases covered. Just give us a shot.
Day parties, man, you name it. We out here. We around, man. We're around, man. Check us out. We here to serve you. This is a community hub, a resource center. Our job is to serve you the same way your state rep, your councilman, your mayor, and all these people that y'all going to that you may fall on deaf ears to. We here to serve you, man. That's what we are. We're a community center, man. Here to service the community. So our doors is open, man. Check us out every day, 3 to 7, Monday through Friday. And then sometimes 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Well, 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays. So we here, man. We here to serve the community, man. You ain't got no questions for us. We appreciate you, man. Philly Fame.
Shout out to Philly Fame TV.
Philly Fame TV, man.
Always, coming and
back.
highlighting, and utilizing your platform to amplify the work that we're doing down here in North Philadelphia, man. So shout out to you and your mission, and we wish you all the best, brother. When you get that Hollywood contract, make sure the cameraman contract is swung this way. They see it.
Early.
What up, bro?
All right, signing up.